स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar to all of you. Welcome to the study of Bhagavad Gita. We are in the process of studying the 19th verse of the second chapter. We will be entering into the 20th verse too. Before commencing the proper learning of the Bhagavad Gita, let us chant two verses from the meditation on Bhagavad Gita. Please, all of you can join me in chanting these two verses. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayiniim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. The 19th verse in the second chapter is, we have thoroughly studied it in the last class, but we had thought of going into the details of Kathopanishad, where we see a very similar verse is there in the Kathopanishad, in the first chapter, second section. So now let me take you through this 19th verse, get into a little of that meaning, and then we will see how the same thing is told in Katha Upanishad. Ya enam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubhau tau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate So let us chant this verse, that is the 19th verse. The last class we have already learned the chanting, but a revision will be very good. Ya enam vetti hantaram, ya enam vetti hantaram, yaschainam manyate hatam, yaschainam manyate hatam, ubhau tau na vijanito, ubhau tau na vijanito, nayam hanti na hanyate, nayam hanti na hanyate. To recollect what we had studied in the last verse, who considers that Atman, or the reality which is within you and me and everybody, who considers that God or Atman as the slayer, killer, and who consider this Atman or God or Paramatman or the consciousness which is within you, your reality, as the slain, is killed. Both of them do not know that. They are ignorant. That means when we are covered by ignorance, we think so. When are we covered by ignorance? When we forget our true nature, the infinite nature of ours, and identify ourselves with this body, mind, ego, and that complex, then we forget our true nature. Absence of our true nature is ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of our true nature. Now, what happens? Then we think that I am killed, or I am going to kill somebody, I am going to hurt somebody. All these things come because of my ignorance. Both of them do not know. What do they do not know? That it does not kill. What is this it or he or whatever? See, you cannot give any masculine or feminine or neuter gender to the Atman. It is because not that it doesn't have any gender, it is beyond gender. Not that it is genderless, but it is something more than that. That's why you cannot call it it, you cannot call it that, you cannot call it he, you cannot call it she. Then how to? Just for the sake of vyavahara, conversation, transaction, we have to use some term. So sometimes we'll be using it, sometimes he, sometimes she, sometimes that. So nothing to worry about that. Our concern is that is your true nature. So now you should know that it does not kill. Your Atman cannot kill anybody. At the same time, your true nature cannot be killed. You cannot be killed. Nobody can kill you. At the same time, you cannot kill anybody. So that is the simple meaning we got from this verse. So now, nayam hanti na hanyate. The Atman neither kills nor it is object of somebody's killing. That is the true nature of yourself. Now, yes, we studied in detail, we went to the depth of this verse in the last verse, but now, last class, but now we should connect it to our life. Each time we have to ask the question is, how is that useful to me? How is it useful to my life? How can I make use of this verse to my life? Let us take the help of Swami Vivekananda. So Vivekananda is telling, while explaining about this verse, the 19th verse, ya enam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubhautau na vijanitah Nayam hanti nahanyate, who considers the Atman as the slayer and who considers this Atman as the slain, both of them do not know that it does not kill nor is it killed. Now Vivekananda tells, any action that you do, see what a beautiful way this verse is given, a beautiful context to help us to understand this. See the whole, now you will feel surprised how Vivekananda changes the whole thing about this. What is he telling? Now this killing is action, karma. So now in the karma yoga, how to reach through the action God. How to realize our true self? Through action. That is called karma yoga. So there Vivekananda explains, any action that you or me or anybody does, or yourself with selfishness, will bring its effect to bear upon us. If there is selfishness behind the action, then that will bear action. If it doesn't have selfishness in that action, then it cannot bear action. I will give you an example. I think I have earlier or many times I've given that example, but in this context it will be more meaningful. And what is that? No action is good, no action is bad. How? Okay. Now, take the example of a soldier. He takes some AK-47 or a machine gun, goes to the battlefront, terrorists or enemy soldiers are coming to attack your country and they want to kill your people. So he goes, take a machine gun or AK-47 or whatever, some weapon, and he kills 100 or 200 people there, enemies. And what do? You bring him, there will be great celebration. After that, they will reward him with so many stars and other things. He will be rewarded. What did he do? The action was killing. Okay, the same soldier or the major or the military man, in his house, he has a dispute for the property with his neighbor. He takes the same gun, goes to the neighbor and kills him. One person. He will be jailed. Are? Action was only killing here. Why was he jailed here? There he killed 150 or 200 or 1,000 people and he was rewarded with medals and all the other things. He got some extra money and everything. But here he killed one person with the same gun. Action was the same. But he is punished, he is put to the jail. Why? See the difference here? Selfishness, unselfishness. While on the battlefield, he is not caring for his life. He may be killed there. In spite of that, he goes and fights for his country, for his countrymen, for others. With that unselfishness attitude, with that sacrificing attitude, he killed them. So the karma, the action did not touch him. It became a good action. But the same action, when done for the property, for his selfishness, now he was punished. Why? That contained selfish attitude. So no work, no karma is good or bad. What makes it good or bad? The attitude with which you do the work makes it good or bad. Suppose the attitude is selfishness. You have something to gain, you have something to enjoy, so you are doing that work, then that will come and catch hold of you, the karma. You will get either good or bad karma. Suppose there is no selfishness, it is for unselfishness, then that karma will not catch hold of you. Now you have come to know about the action, something about the action or karma. Now any example of that? Yes, I will take you through the example. What was that? You might have heard Edgar Cayce. There was one person in this thing, if you go to the Google and search many mansions. Some people, if you have the Google, you just go and type many mansions. So there, that person, you can get the name of the author. What is if anybody can Google it and find out? Can you find out and tell the name of the author? Anybody can Google and tell? I'm not doing that. I'm just putting off my phone. My phone was on. Pardon? Huh? No. Did you find out this thing? No, please find out. It is not. It is at many mansions. Please, somebody go to this thing and find out. Did anybody do it? Many mansions, the author. Edgar Cayce, yeah. So Edgar Cayce was a Christian priest in USA. He was a Christian priest. He was conducting the prayers and everything in a church in America. But he had some special gift, I don't know how. When he used to go to trance, then in that trance he would be sleeping, and in that trance he used to be not in a conscious state of mind, but he could answer many questions of people who used to come. Many people used to come with a lot of problem, and he used to answer to all those questions. People used to come there. Many. All that recordings have been put into book form that is called Many Mansions. Now there, so you should know that he is a Christian by birth, and he is a pastor who is conducting the prayer and everything to the people in the church. In Christianity or in any Semitic religions, they don't believe in afterlife. Means rebirth and all that thing. It's only judgment day. After the death, you will have committed some good or bad deeds. Accordingly, you will be sent to permanent heaven or permanent hell in the during the judgment day by God. That is the thing. So they don't believe in after birth, then again you are coming back. All that thing they don't believe. Now here, when he used to go to trance, he used to speak of last birth and the other this thing, that happened, this happened, everything he used to speak. It is all there. You go and you can see if you read that book, Many Mansions. There, one of the incidents is one born blind person came to him. He was born blind. So he came to him. He asked him in the trance, why am I born blind? Okay, you tell that whatever karma or action we do, we get the result accordingly. Now I have not committed any wrong deed in this birth because I am blind. I am born blind. As a baby I have not committed any sin. Why am I born blind? Then in that trance, Edgar Cayce answers, many lives back, don't know how many lives, if you go to the Many Mansions, you can find it. Let me not go to the particulars, but the crux is important. It tells many lives back, you were an executioner in the court or the kingdom. The king would give punishment to all his enemies or some other people. Then the work of this person was to execute that, punish them. So most of the time this king would give the punishment of gouging the eyes to his enemies. You know what is gouging the eyes? Everywhere that punishment would be there. The two hot iron or some metallic things would be kept in the fire. It would be made red hot and they will pierce the eyes, gouge the eyes of the person. That is the punishment the king would order. So you were the executioner and you did that lot of taking out the eyes, and that's why in this life you have got the blindness. Now he asked a very pertinent question. Okay, I understand I have committed that, but I did that. Okay, you will tell that you have done in last birth all that thing or some other birth, many births back, but I did that. I was an executioner. That was my duty. So the king ordered me and I did it. So the result should go to the king. It was because of the kings. I was a paid worker, that's all. So I had to do it. So that result should go to the king. Why did it come to me? Very nice question, isn't it? All of us will have this question. Now the answer by Edgar Cayce was, he told, yes, if you had performed that action as a duty without attaching to the result of that, you would have not got your blindness. You would enjoy in the punishment and pain of the people who were suffering. Sadistically, when you are gouging the eyes of those people when they were shouting and shrieking in pain, you would enjoy their pain. See? Have you noticed any time your own this thing? When your children or when your father or your mother or your husband, somebody recently it happened. One old husband, very old, maybe 80, he was coming and he was getting down the steps here. When he was getting down the steps, he was talking over his phone. You know, mobile is so addictive. So he was talking over the phone, getting down the steps. So he lost the balance and fell down. Immediately, the wife was there amongst all the people. Immediately, he deserves it. He deserves it. I have told him so many times not to talk over the phone while getting down the steps or going. He deserves it. I was shocked. So you should run, rush and lift that person, help him. Instead of that, you are enjoying the scene. See, somebody falls in front of you, or you see in a video in the comedy, they slip over the water and fall. What do you do? Ha 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 ha. Somebody is in pain. Instead of helping them, what is your first reaction? Bursting into laughter. What is that? You are enjoying the pain of others. See, just have you thought your actions? Have you thought about your thought? What are we doing? So that's why everything is associated, every action is associated with thought. What do you do? What is the attitude? So that's called attitude. What do you do? How do you do? That is more important now. So now he told, if you had done that as a duty without getting attached to that execution, the work of the execution that the king has given me, I am doing it, you would have not got blindness, because you used to enjoy the pain of the people whom you were punishing. And so now you have got the blindness. So now you have some idea of karma. Selfishness and unselfishness makes the whole difference. Have you seen in the complete work Swami Vivekananda telling, what is the shortest definition of ethics or morality? See, we talk about ethical life, ethics, morality, moral life, values and all the other things. But we do not know what it is at all. And Swami Vivekananda very nicely, beautifully, that's what I like to read Swami Vivekananda. And after reading Swami Vivekananda's complete works, I don't get joy in reading any other books. Because he has covered up everything, and so scientifically and so analytically, logically he puts in everything. If you read, you will enjoy it. Now, Vivekananda tells the shortest or the smallest definition of ethics or morality is, all that is selfish is unethical, immoral. All that is unselfish is moral and ethical. Beautiful, isn't it? And he only puts it, we all talk about ahimsa, non-violence, all that thing, the meat-eating, vegan, Jain ahimsa, that Buddhism ahimsa, that ahimsa, all that we talk, Gandhiji's ahimsa. But we do not know what is this ahimsa or this thing, absence of cruelty, or this thing is. But very nicely, Vivekananda tells about that ahimsa in the Raj Yoga. What is that he tells? See, people, they may eat pure vegetarian food, only live on grass. But they will be cutting the throat of the people. They will be cheating them in business. They will be fleecing the widows and the orphans' money. But in the house, they will be eating pure vegetarian and they will be feeding the ants with sugar and everything. But in the business, they will be cheating the people. Is that ahimsa? Is that non-cruelty? No. So what is the real test of ahimsa? Vivekananda puts it. That's why I am giving this example is I am steering away a little away from the subject is because so beautifully he gives everything. See, just think of it. He tells what is the real test of ahimsa? Absence of jealousy. The real test of ahimsa is absence of jealousy. When do you do himsa to anybody? Why do you do himsa? Or why do you hurt anybody with your word or with your deed? When you have jealousy. So if you remove your jealousy, you won't do himsa. So absence of jealousy is the real test of ahimsa. Wonderful. These are all the beautiful things. Let us now come to our subject here. So the karma, when done, or I told you ethics or morality, the shortest definition is all that is unselfish, selfless is moral, ethical. All that is selfish, all that is for your own enjoyment, that is immoral. That is unethical. I've told many times this humor, but again I will tell because it is connected with that. The baby fish asked the mother fish, Mother, the people live on the land. Why can't we go up on the land? The baby fish asked the mother fish. Mother fish told, my dear child, we are fishes. They are selfish. Only selfish can live on the land. That's a different thing. So just to tell about that selfishness, I told about it now. Any action that you do for yourself will bring its effect to bear upon you. If it is good action, you will have to take the good effect. And if it is bad, you will have to take the bad effect. But any action that is not done for your own sake, whatever it be, will not have any effect on you, says Vivekananda. There is to be found a very expressive sentence in our scriptures. He's quoting from the scriptures. Swami Vivekananda is telling, embodying this idea. So again, the same thing, whatever now we are discussing. Even if he kills the whole universe or he himself killed, he is neither the killer nor the killed when he knows that he is not acting for himself at all. Therefore, Karma Yoga teaches you, do not give up the world, do not give up the karma, do not give up the action, live in the family, look after your wife, look after your husband, serve your father, serve your mother, do the business, earn money, everything, do everything, live in the world. But what is that you have to take care of? Do not give up the world, live in the world, imbibe its influence as much as you can. But if it be for your own enjoyment's sake, work not at all. Enjoyment should not be the goal. Then what should be the goal of your life? Knowledge. See, the whole gist of this verse which we studied, how to utilize about all this killing, that and this, so nicely Vivekananda summed it up. I will also tell you from the Karma Yoga and also from Mahabharata, again quoted by Swami Vivekananda himself. He puts it in Karma Yoga. And what is that? A beautiful story. Stories can make you understand so many concepts very beautifully. And what is that? The only way to rise is by doing the duty next to us, and thus gathering strength, go on until we reach the highest state. Now, this is the Mahabharata story. Vivekananda quotes it. and uses in Karma Yoga. A young sannyasin went to a forest. There he meditated, worshipped, and practiced yoga for 12 years. After years of hard work and practice and meditation, he gained so much of mental strength, so much of siddhi, yogic powers. He was one day sitting under a tree when some dry leaves fell upon his head. He looked up, and when he looked up, he saw a crow sitting there, and it excreted. It fell upon his head and face. Got angry. He stared at the crow with anger. Because of the yogic power, that crow was burnt into ashes. Because of his anger. Now, dare you put that excrete on my head? As with these words, he angrily glanced at that bird. Such was the yogi's power, it burned the bird to ashes. Now, he was glad. Oh, I have gained so much of concentration and power of yoga. He almost enjoyed at this development of power. He could burn the crows, or he could burn the birds just by the look. After a time, he was hungry. He has to go to the town to beg his bread now. They cannot work. They have to sit and meditate. So he went to beg alms. He went, stood at the door and said, Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi, mother, give me some alms. So you have to think the mother in the houses, Mother Annapurneshwari, and you have to tell, oh mother, give me alms. Bhikshan Dehi. It is not Bhikshan Dadatu. That is male. Dadatu. Dehi means for the female. So you have to tell, mother, please give me the alms. You have to consider the mother of the house as a Annapurneshwari and ask for alms. Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi. So a voice came from inside the house. My dear child, wait a little, my son. The young man thought, you wretched woman, how dare you make me wait? You know what is my power? I have burnt the bird just now and come. You know my power and you want to make me wait. Ego. You wretched woman, how dare you make? He thought this was all going on in his mind. You do not know my power yet. Come, I will show you. While he was thinking that, the voice came again from inside the house. The lady has not come out. She's inside. She's doing some other thing. She's serving the husband, sick husband. From there, when he was thinking outside the house, this thought come out, I am going to show how much powerful I am. You wretched lady, you think you deny the bhiksha to me? Then the voice came, the wife from inside told, boy, don't be thinking too much of yourself. Here, there is neither a crow or any other bird for you to be burning that crow. Shocked. How could this lady, who never seen me, that she is inside, how could she know that I burnt this thing in the forest? Gone, all his ego was crushed. So what happened next? Now the lady, after serving the husband, sick husband, she came out with the alms to give him. At last she came. And this yogi fell flat at her feet and said, Mother, I'm very sorry. I was thinking in this way, but how did you know that? Then now she answered, my boy, I do not know your yoga. I do not know your other practices. I'm a common, everyday housewife. I made you wait because my husband is ill and I was nursing him. And what have I done to get all this yogic power, my spiritual development? How could I get it? All my life, I have struggled to do my duty perfectly. What was my duty? I'm a married woman. I did my duty to my parents when I was a small girl. I served my parents, father and mother, brother, sister, as veritable expressions of God. And now I am married, so I am serving my husband, seeing God in him. Now I have children, I am serving the children, seeing God in them. That's all I did. I didn't do any other yoga. I didn't go to any other big Himalaya or caves to do tapasya. whatever duty came to me, I'm a housewife, I'm uneducated. Cooking for the husband, cooking for the parents, all the duties I did it as an offering to God, that's all, nothing else. That is all my yoga. My boy, I do not know your yoga. I do not know anything. I'm a common everyday woman. I made you wait because my husband was ill. I was nursing him. All my life I have struggled to do my duty. When I was unmarried, as a child, I did my duty to my parents. Now that I am married, I do my duty to my husband. That is all the yoga I have practiced. But by doing my duty perfectly as a service to God, seeing God in all the living beings whom I serve, I have become illumined. I have realized God. Come on, go to all the temples. Give thousands of donations. Do all the things. But ill-treat your parents. Ill-treat your wife. Ill-treat your children. Ill-treat your husband. And you think you will get all the punyas in the world. When God is walking by the side of you in the form of your father, mother, children, wife, husband, you ill-treat them, don't take care of them, you go to the temple and in that stone image you fill that Atman from your prana pratishtha, do that and keep it in front of this thing while your parents are starving. You push your parents, old parents, to the nursing home. And you get lot of punya, isn't it? See, what is real spiritual life? Doing your duty, whatever you have as worship of God, looking after the people around you. That is real spiritual life. Neglecting that. By doing my duty, I have become illumined. Thus, I could read your thoughts. Even you are standing outside, I could read your thoughts. I have not done any other yoga. And this yogi, for 12 years he has struggled, just he could burn some crow, that's all. But this lady, just by seeing God in her parents, serving, doing her duty, she has got all illumination, the highest. But by doing my duty, I have become illumined. Thus I could read your thoughts and know what you have done in the forest. Now, he was surprised. He told, can you take me as your disciple and teach me? Give me the knowledge. He told, I am not fit to do that. If you want to learn more about the Atman, about God, about illumination, go to my Guru. He is in another village from here. She gave the address. In those days, there was no Google map or something to go and search the address. They have to tell this village so much of distance, in that place you have to go. So they have to make a lot of search. Now this yogi went in search of that Guru. If you want to know something higher than this, go to that village, the market of such a town, where you will find a Vyadha. What is Vyadha? A butcher. A butcher. Who is a butcher? You may be knowing very well. Because one day somebody bought me a vegetable there in Johannesburg. I see the packet. It said Nagaya's butchery. So why have they bought this vegetable from Nagaya's butchery? I was surprised. Did you get any other marketplace? Then I came to know that company is there. He was earlier a butcher. After that he had opened something. Then I was surprised. What is this? So you will be knowing butcher better than me. That is a different thing. Now he's a butcher, Vyadha, a hunter, who will become your guru. He will give you all the knowledge. Something you will be very glad to learn. Now this yogi thought, why should I go to the town to that butcher? But after what he had seen, his mind opened a little, so that ego had gone. He went there to that search of that in some other place. When he went near the town there to another village, in that town, after so much of distance, he found the market and exact address he saw there at a distance. A big, fat, ugly looking butcher, Vyadha, cutting meat with his knife or cleaver, whatever, talking and bargaining with different people. This young yogi thought, Lord, help me. Now he will be my guru. I have to learn from him Atma Gnana. To look at him, he is looking so bad, ugly. Whole body is full of blood, cutting the meat, killing the animals. And I have to learn from this fellow, Atmagnana, Brahmagnana. What am I? Where have I come to? Now he was wondering, looking at that Vyada. Now, that big, fat, ugly Vyada cutting meat with big knives, talking and bargaining with different people. The young man said, Lord, help me. Is this the man from whom I am to learn? He is the incarnation of a demon, if he is anything. In the meantime, when he was thinking and he thought, let me not go to him, let me go away, he heard the voice from that butcher. The man looked up at this yogi and told, oh yogi, did that housewife send you here? See, no mobile, no phone call, no Google. She could have not made phone call and tell. That is old days, Mahabharata time. Did that young lady, the housewife, send you here? Take a seat until I have done my business. What business? Cutting the animals, killing the animals, selling that meat. This yogi thought, what comes to me here? He took his seat. The man went on with his work of butchery, and after he had finished, he took his money and said to the yogi, come sir, come to my home. On reaching home, the butcher gave him a seat in the house, saying, sir, please wait here, and went into the house. He then washed his old father and mother. He gave them bath, he took care of them, he fed them, he did all he could do to please his old father and mother, after which he came to the yogi and said, now sir, you have come here to see me, what can I do for you? The yogi asked him a few questions about the soul, about God, and this ugly looking Vyadha, from the outside ugly, but inside beautiful. The Vyada gave him a lecture which forms the part of Mahabharata called what? You know, there are more than 64 Gitas. You think Bhagavad Gita is the only Gita? Anugita, all the different Gitas are there. Ashtavakra Gita, Bhagavad Gita is one of them. And this lecture or thing given to this yogi by this butcher is called Vyadha Gita. It is in Mahabharata. Just like Bhagavad Gita, there is one more Gita by this butcher's Gita. It's in Mahabharata, it is a scripture. The heights of Atman and Paramatman knowledge is given there. So it's called Vyadha Gita. If you want, you can get it and read it. Then what is it? What happened then after that beautiful flights of Vedantic teaching? When Vyadha finished his teaching, the yogi felt astonished. It contains one of the highest flights of Vedanta, tells Vivekananda. Now, the yogi asked him, so much of knowledge, so much of illumination, why are you in this body of a butcher? Why are you doing this work? Why are you in this ugly body of a butcher? Was the question asked by this young yogi. With such knowledge of yours, why are you in this Vyadha's body and doing such filthy, ugly work? What is the reply? The reply of the butcher was, my son, replied the Vyadha, no duty is ugly, no duty is impure. No duty is ugly, no duty is impure. My birth placed me in these circumstances. Did I choose to be born as a Vyadha? The Lord has placed me. I was born to the parents who were butchers, hunters. I didn't choose this birth. So, how did it come? By the will of the Lord. So, whatever came to my lot, I am doing it as an offering to God. I didn't choose butchery. I didn't choose that I be born in this family. My son replied, Vyada, no duty is ugly, no duty is impure. My birth placed me in these circumstances and environments. In my boyhood, I learned the trade. I am unattached and I try to do my duty as an offering to God. Well, that's all, perfectly. I do my duty, whatever that I learned, this butchery, that's all parents taught me. I'm doing this as an offering to God. I try to do my duty well, unattached. No selfishness. I try to do my duty as a householder. And I try to do all that I can to make my father and mother happy. I neither know your yoga, nor I want to become one. Nor did I go out of the world into the forest or to the cave. Nevertheless, all that you have heard and seen has come to me through the unattached doing of my duty. All this knowledge I have got by performance of the unattached doing of the duty which belongs to my position. Do not think that, oh, I have a very mean job of a sweeper. God has placed you in that. Do that as an offering to God and you will get illumination. Do not think I'm a cook. Oh, it is a very mean job. No. Do not think that this job is great. I should have become that job. No, not necessary. Not at all. Whatever you have now placed into whichever circumstances, do it unattached way as an offering to God, and you see, you get illumination. Secret of Karma Yoga. Swami Vivekananda is telling, and that you can see in the Bhagavad Gita. Through the highest knowledge you can get it. Now, we got that wonderful secret of Karma Yoga, and because, how is it possible? Because you are neither the body, you are neither the action, you are the Atman. Unattached means you should be attached to your Atman or God. Then nothing can touch you. That is what I took you from this verse. You are neither the killer nor the killed. If you attach yourself to God or Atman, if you are unattached to the work and the other things you do to this world, then nothing can touch you. Isn't it wonderful? It's such great flights of truth which we have understood today. Now, after learning this, we shall see what Yama, who is Yama? Yamaraj. I think in last 2 classes I told letters to Yamaraj. Did I tell? Letter from Yamaraj or something. So now we will tell, see, the speciality of Sanatana Dharma Hinduism is, you don't fear the god of death. He's called Yama Dharmaraya. Yama Dharmaraya. What is Dharmaraja? Dharma means righteousness. Raja means king of righteousness. And you know the senior most Pandava, what was his name? Yudhishthira. You know whose son he was, by whose blessing he was born? He was born by the blessing of Yama. Arjuna was born by the blessing of Indra. Karna, Surya. Bhima, Vayu. Nakula Sahadeva, Ashwini Devatas. So now, great Yudhishthira was known for his righteousness. The senior most of the Pandavas was respected so much in Mahabharata. He is the son of, or the born by the grace of God of death, Yama. He does no mistakes. Whatever karma you do, accordingly you will get result. He has an auditor, great auditor there in his office. Who is he? The greatest auditor, Chitragupta. He keeps all your accounts of what you do, karmas, good, bad, everything. Credit and debit balance. And finally what you get? Either you will go to hell or other thing, purgatory or whatever, next birth, everything. So no escape. Hindi mein bolta hai, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी. You know what is that? दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी. A milkman used to, go and sell the milk to people, but he was greedy. So what did he do? He started mixing the water from the milk into the milk can and giving milk to the people. So that he was greedy, he wanted to earn more money. So at the end of this thing, he got collected lot of money because he used to mix lot of water into the milk and sell, and he became very rich and he got all that money. One fine day, he was coming in the same river bank on which he used to mix that water from the river. He got sleep. He was very happy with lot of money. He has got now monthly payment. He has got that. He's carrying the money back. So while he fell asleep under a tree, then the monkeys which were there came down, thought that in that money of the bag there is something food to eat. They carried it up to the tree. Now he woke up and saw the bag is gone, money bag is gone. What to do? He was asking, please give the money. He gave all the eatables to that. So what did the monkey do? The monkey took out all the money and started throwing out. Thought some food may be there inside. It was throwing out all the money to see if there is. So some of the money fell into the river. Some of the money fell on the land. So whatever the cost of the milk, he got it on the land. And whatever money earned by mixing the water went into the water. Doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. So whatever you do, you have to undergo. But if you do any work unattached, attached to your Atman, identifying yourself with your Atman, the Lord who is within, then the karma will not touch you. That is what you can learn by this wonderful thing. Now, as I told you, in the first chapter, second section, 19th verse of the Kathopanishad. And here also second chapter, 19th verse of Bhagavad Gita. It's the same thing. See what a coincidence. So now, what is Yama? The god of death is teaching the highest. See, that is this, I told you, speciality of Hinduism is, Yama is not feared. He is teaching this highest flight of Vedanta Upanishad to Nachiketa, that small boy. He first tempted him. He asked him, what boon do you want? His father was doing some big havan, Nachiketa's father, Vajashravas. He was doing some big, so he had to give charity. What kind of cows was he giving in charity? That cow which cannot give any calf anymore, which doesn't give any milk, all the tooth of the cow has fallen down, it cannot eat any grass. So all such useless cows is giving in charity. Don't we do that also? If there is havan, puja, you get from the shopkeeper the worst of the qualities of this thing to give it to the havan or the puja. They will keep some separate things for puja. All useless sasta things they will give. So you also do like Vajashravas. In those days also it was the same mentality, even now here also. The best is to be given to the God. But when you are doing all your Shraddha karma or your marriage or your puja, what do? For the marriage and the food and other things, you give the best. But for puja, the worst sasta you do. So likewise, this fellow was also giving for the charity all these things. This small child, he got Shraddha, Avivesha. He got Shraddha. What is my father doing? If he does that, he will go to Naraka, he will go to hell. So I have to save my father. He went to the father. 7 or 8-year-old boy went to the father, Nachiketa, asked him, Father. He can't directly go and approach because he is respectful for the father. Father is doing wrong thing, but he want to tell him in a way that he doesn't hurt. Then I told, Father, the best thing has to be given in charity. I am the best for you. Whom will you give to me as charity? He didn't want to tell you are giving very bad cows to the people. It's wrong. He didn't tell that. He told, whom will you give me in charity? Because I am the best person you like. I am the son. Then his father, first he was very busy doing the work. Told, don't go away, don't disturb me. Second time he got angry. Third time he got angry. Then he blurted out. He cursed him. Get lost from me. I am going to give you to Yama, the god of death. Yes, Father. I have to keep up your word of truth. Then he went to Yama. He went to Yama, Yamaloka, god of death. That boy, young boy went to Yama. Then he waited at the door of Yama in the Pitraloka. Yama had gone for some other errands. After 3 days he came. This Brahmana boy was waiting for 3 days. He came and told Yama, you think Yama means you are afraid of Yama? Yama, with lot of pity at that boy, told, you are waiting. You are a Brahmana balaka, such a pure soul. You are waiting at my doorstep for 3 days. So all my punyas will go away. So please ask me 3 boons, my dear child. Otherwise all my punya will go away. Then the boy, what would have you asked? Long life, money, all that beautiful things. But this boy asked Atmangnana, knowledge of the self. The second boon was, my father should get heaven, so teach me something how to go to heaven. My father should not be in any trouble. And for the people, all the people, if they want to come to higher states of life, what is to be done? Vidya, all the 3 boons. But that important last boon was to know about Atman. People tell that after that they are there, they go to this loka, then what happened to us after death? Then Yama wanted to dissuade him. Child, it is very difficult. Even gods, it is very difficult. Subject, please forget it. He tempted him. I will give you chariots, I will give you horses, I will give you elephants, I will give you the most beautiful damsels. The most beautiful dancers I am going to give you. But don't ask me this question. Whatever you want, how much long life, 1,000 years you want to stay in heaven, everything I will give you. Don't ask me this question, it is very difficult. If that is the case, if it is the most difficult thing, I want to know that you keep your dancers for yourself, you keep your chariots for yourself. Small child of 7 or 8 is telling, I want that knowledge. Then Yama started giving that knowledge. He tested that boy. And that is Kathopanishad. And in that, one of this thing is this knowledge. Yama, god of death, giving the knowledge of Atman, immortality, going beyond death to the child. See, there is no fear of death. That is Sanatana Dharma. That is your great religion, Hinduism. How great it is. Yama is not feared. Death is not feared. The child goes to the death and asks to go beyond death. 7-year-old boy. Compare your age. Where are you? What are you doing? You want still enjoyment. Many people come to me. Oh, person, the husband has divorced me. I have 2-3 children. I had another this thing with another person. Another man, he too left me. What shall I do, Swamiji? Can't you think of God? Can't you dedicate your life for spirituality? Still you want pleasure of the life and the body. Can't you change your lifestyle? Can't you dedicate your life for realization of God? This human life is so precious. This 7-year-old boy is getting that thing to realize God, and where are we? Have we tried anything? Now let us come to this subject. What is that? Hanta, same thing, see about killing itself. Yama is telling about killing. Hanta chain manyate hantum, hataschain manyate hatam, ubhautau na vijanitaha, nayam hantina hanyati. See, similar verse like in Bhagavad Gita. And what is that meaning of this verse? Nahanyate, that is not killed. If a killer thinks that the Atman kills, and if the one who is being killed thinks that the Atma is killed, both of them do not know. This Atman does not kill and is not killed. See, exact Bhagavad Gita replica. That was 40,000-50,000 years before, and after that Krishna came some 30,000-40,000 years hence, and the same truth given by Krishna the Lord. Lord Yama is introducing 2 more features of your true self, that is Atman, Akarta, Karma Sambandha Rahitaha, and Abhokta, Karma Phala Sambandha Rahitaha. He is not a doer of action, or your true self, that is Atman or God, is not a doer of action or reaper of fruits of action. The agent performing an action, Karta, undergoes change. So when you have to do action, you think that action is at only physical level. But there are 3 levels, Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. You do your actions at the thought level. Then that is Manasa, mind level. Then Vacha, speech level, word, and then kaya, through your body. So karma is not only one physical, 3 levels are there. The mental level, thought level, manasa, vacha with your mouth and deed, and kaya with your hands and all the organs. So the change, the karma, when you are doing karma, what happens? The agent performing any action undergoes change. Change happens spatially. You have to do karma. Where do you have to do? You have to do in space. So that's why I'm telling this whole world is time, space and causation. You have to do any work, karma you have to do in time, in space. See, different aspects of time and space. You have to do it in time. If you have to do any action, any karma, you have to do it in time. You have to do it in space, spatially. So changes happen spatially, movement, as well as in time. All karmas, kayika, vachika and manasa, require change. Can you see so much of change when you are thinking in your mind? Thoughts are changing. Change of mind is because of change in thought. So now in this verse it was said that, and what is the quality of your Atman, your true nature? Atman is changeless. No change. Your true nature. See, another aspect of your true nature. It's a beautiful thing for your meditation. God or your Atman, your true self, is changeless. No changes happen in it. Everything changes. Karma, your body, everything, but your true nature within you, it doesn't change. It is changeless. It is free from, so if it is changeless, it is beyond space, it is beyond time. So, what is this thing? It is free from karma. It cannot be touched. Therefore, it is also free from the results of karma. The karma cannot touch. I will tell you one. I think already it is time. I will tell you one beautiful story and I will end my talk here and take up it in the next class. What is that? See, changeless, birthless, that is your true nature. Atman or God or your true nature is birthless, changeless, deathless, all that beautiful quality. See, eternal, all that thing. Now, in the classroom, the teacher asked the students to test their knowledge. My dear children, can you answer why? Can you give some 5 reasons why Mother Parvati married Lord Shiva? Parvati was a queen or a princess. She was the daughter of Himalaya Parvata, king of the Himalayas. And now Shiva was a Smashanavasi, no house, roaming here and there, that on an old bull, putting ashes to his body, meditating. He's a yogi, Shiva. Now, why of all the people did Parvati, who was a princess, marry this person, Shiva? Cite 5 reasons. Then one of the child stood up and told, Sir, first reason, after all the 5 reasons were told, that teacher fell unconscious. So why? I will tell. First reason. Sir, the first reason why Parvati married Shiva was, so what is all the problem of the women in the house now? Not only now, all the times, or whichever country you go. What a problem. Isn't it? Water doesn't come properly, municipality is not working, so you have to collect water and keep. All the mother's work is to keep the water, you have to put a tank, water tank, and so much of water problem. So if Parvati marries Shiva, 24/7 water on the head, Ganga. Ganga is there, Ganga Adhara. Isn't it so? First reason for Parvati marrying Shiva. What is the second reason? What is the another problem of the great problem of the mothers in the house? Electricity, no electricity. So power failure. Every time you will tell power failure, everything. So you have to put generator, you have to put solar, that and this. So why did Mother Parvati? Moon on the head, Chandra Shekhara. So always light is there, electricity, light is always there. So no problem of light. Chandra Shekhara. Yeah. What is the other third reason for Parvati marrying Shiva? So Shiva always is a yogi, meditating. He eats only roots and fruits, nothing. He doesn't know cooking problem. So Parvati need not cook at all. He is always meditating. He eats only, even if he gets up, no need of cooking special items. Otherwise the husband and the children will come and demand, do that, do this. So mother, no cooking. Parvati, no problem of cooking. What is the fourth reason? What is the other problem? The husbands will have so much of jeans pant, this shirt, this coat you have to wash, and the mothers have to wash, washing machine, so much of problem. Shiva is a yogi, Gajacharmam Baradara, Vyaghra Charmam Baradara, he has tiger skin and elephant skin, no cloth to wash. So that is the fourth reason why Mother Parvati married Shiva. So see, everywhere you are getting some epithets of Lord Shiva. What is that? First was Gangadhara, Chandrasekhara, Vyaghra Charmam Baradara. So many beautiful epithets you are getting. Finally, the final answer, the important answer, the fifth answer, hearing that, the teacher fell unconscious. And what was that great answer? The answer, final answer was, what is the main problem of all the mothers in the house? If they go to the house, do they, you know what they ask for? For Shiva, no mother-in-law, no father-in-law. He's birthless. Is ageless. So for main problem of all the mothers when they are going to this thing is mother-in-law, fighting with the mother-in-law. So Parvati doesn't have mother-in-law. Why? Shiva doesn't have mother and father. He's the supreme. So that is your Atman. That is God. It is birthless, ageless, deathless. Birthless. When there is no father and mother, no birth. So no mother-in-law, no father-in-law. So no problem. See, even in humor, such high philosophy. So you are deathless, you are birthless, you are ageless, you are changeless. That is your Atman. So all that is coming now in the Kathopanishad. We will see about it in the next class. So that beautiful verse, and the next verse is also continuing like that. It is all beautiful, such beautiful things are there. We'll study, enjoy our true nature, and it is beautiful thing when you sit for meditation, you can see. You need not fear at all. That's why there is no question of fear, because you are deathless, you are birthless, you are changeless. Nothing can touch you, no karma can touch you. When? Until you attach with your Atman, until you are detached from selfishness, your body, your ego, name and fame and other things. If you are detached, nothing to fear. So we'll go on studying and connect it to our life, make our life beautiful and divine. Now I chanting one of the meditation verses of Bhagavad Gita. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Angum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.